cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 2446, 2446. We have a special guest today. Look who it is. Everyone wait. Say Mike's Daily Podcast. Say hello, lovely lady friend.
Hello.
There she is. She's showing up on this podcast and doing the podcast biz, and she's going to talk about something because her mouth is opening and she says things out of her lungs and her larynx and all that. It's amazing. In her brain. How do you like being on the podcast so far?
I'm excited, love.
It's been a while. You actually have headphones on this time. Look at that.
Oh, that's right.
Mike's
Daily
Podcast. So you can listen to the actual singing.
Yeah.
We're at Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. And it has been a busy week.
Love, you have been working nonstop.
I cannot stop with the working because of my company is changing all the radio equipment and it requires a lot of work on my end, basically. So I'm doing a lot of that, and I've been working 6 days a week, like the Beatles song.
But hopefully this is a short-term investment, right? Of blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
For long-term return.
Yeah, it'll be, once it's set up, it's going to be
easier.
Much easier, yeah. In fact, I had to jump in there today, even though one of the stations has been converted so far, and I had to do a little finagling, and it's so user-friendly. It was so easy to use. But actually...
So even I could use it?
Yes. It would be lovely lady friendly.
Because I have the kiss of death. When it comes to anything technological, I swear.
Aww.
My recent trip to the library.
Here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast pictures of her recent trip to the library. Did you take a picture from your recent trip to the library?
Of me trying to stomp on the printer? Was that captured in photo? Incriminating evidence?
And you can see it now at MikesDailyPodcast.com.
Do not put it in the forum of Podcastro Valley.
Oh, the newspaper?
The forum.
The forum? Like the overall metaphorical forum?
Do not put the picture. Do not put the picture in the forum.
Oh.
Of my incriminating, right, Basil? See, he just ran away with them.
Oh, he ran away with the pictures?
He did. He took them out of my hands.
We walked with him. I don't know if you and I did, but I know I walked with him to the library many times. And I remember a couple times tying him up outside as I had to use the restroom or run in. And I think libraries rent out movies. I don't know.
Do they still? Yeah, I think they do.
And wasn't there some app that you used to go... there was an app you had that allowed you to stream movies, almost like Netflix. That was through the library.
Yes,
but I think it was only on your phone. So,
yeah, I don't think I ever used that.
Then, what's wrong with you're looking at your ankle?
I just had an itch. Sorry.
An itch?
I'm like a cat.
You are. You're constantly distracted by anything, everything. What happened was...
So movies, you tied Basil outside.
This podcast is a cat. It should be a podcat. It goes everywhere. It gets distracted.
I like that.
No, I'd go in and rent movies.
I
go to the library and, oh, no, you know what? I may have done that once or twice, but I definitely rented CDs. You can get audio CDs.
I did that. I remember the last one that I got was the Funky Meters.
What? You never told me this. The Funky Meters? What's that?
Well, no. The group is called the Meters. The Meters.
Oh.
They all ask for you.
Yeah.
They all ask for you. And then they have like funky swag. They're very funky. I think they're from New Orleans. Nolans.
Mm-hmm. And I
think they were back like 70s or 80s, the Meters.
Let's find out. Mike's going to do a little search. Actually, the way I've configured everything here at Cafe Anyway, I can't seem to reach my classic desktop interface. Oh, it's a little difficult. But anyway, Cafe Anyway, you were trying to make copies at the library. And there, I think I've situated myself.
At the library, yeah. And something always happens with me in technology, and people will be like, oh, this never happens. And to me, it's not unusual because it always happens to me. Like, whatever is not supposed to happen or never happens with me all the time. So
the unexpected
happens. Yeah. But I got my copies.
Oh, good.
I wasn't leaving without my dang copies.
Yeah, because you were taking a class and you needed the papers. And I have to say, I feel bad that I do not have at Cafe Anyway a copy machine, a printing machine.
Oh, that's
there's that over there, but it doesn't print. If you try,
Cafe Anyway doesn't have to have a printer.
If you put a stack of papers in there, it just shoves them all out like nothing gets printed on there. I've changed the ink on it. It just has all kinds of problems. The Meters was with George Porter Jr. They were from New Orleans. Nolans from 1965.
60s.
And the drummer's name was Zigaboo Modaliste.
Yes. And he later had his own band. And Matthew, Steph's husband, was a guitarist.
Oh, your friend.
Them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually saw them perform at I can't remember, but it was one of those is it a pub or something up in Fairfax? Remember we walked past it that time?
Yeah.
There was like a party in there. The couple that asked us if we wanted.
Oh, yeah. The guy. No, wait. You're making this sound more salacious than it is.
That did sound really bad.
The guy had a cannabis store.
Yes.
And they asked if we wanted to come by.
We wanted some samples.
We did not stop by. But you remember that Italian restaurant we were at?
Yes.
And
the lights went out.
This is and we're starting to smell smoke in the air again in the Bay Area. So this is very reminiscent of that.
That's right. That whole trip.
But we were sitting in the restaurant and all of a sudden they cut the power to all of the North Bay. And we were in the dark and they came out with little candles and they said, you can still eat here. You can still use your credit card because we got the old style sliding credit card, paper type, old style. And we talked to this couple right next to us, and you and that lady, you were like sisters after we ate and went through this ordeal, which is typical. Isn't it psychological when you go through an ordeal? It makes you closer.
Bonding.
There's the bonding.
Trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding, which is the name of my new band. Trauma bonding. But the Meters, my love.
The Meters.
They were backup. They actually performed as backing musicians for Robert Palmer.
Oh, get out.
Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. Yeah, back in the early days. And okay, so.
Well, look at that. So that was the last CD that I borrowed from the library. And I did return it.
Oh, good.
Unlike other books that I haven't returned.
Uh-oh, wait, what?
I didn't say that.
She didn't say that. What is said here at Cafe Anyway stays at Cafe Anyway.
Anyway.
And on the podcast, Mike's Daily Podcast.
Can we
Somewhere
do a
in Podcaster
poll
Valley.
of your listeners?
Yes, please.
How many people have you ever not returned? Is that grammatically correct? Have you ever not returned a library book?
Have you ever forgotten to return a library book back to the library? and then just it sat there and who knows how much the fines.
Yeah.
Sometimes libraries do this forgiveness day, debt forgiveness. They go very Bono and do debt forgiveness. Remember when Bono of U2 was all about debt forgiveness?
No.
And he was trying to get Bill Clinton. Wow, I am going back. I was talking about Bill Clinton there.
Wow.
I think it was during his presidency, or maybe, yeah. Obama, maybe. I think it was a Democrat president. It was not the latest one. Love.
Yes.
I want to talk about something here about the. Do we sum up the whole library thing?
I think so. In a very roundabout way, yes.
I used to tie Basil up there as I went inside and had to either use the restroom or get a book. Or no, I never got a book. I would get a CD or DVD. And people do that to this day. There's still DVDs, a bunch of DVDs at the library closest to where I work in Fremont. Oh my gosh, they got an amazing selection. And you go into the library these days, there's like nobody there. Well, that one anyway. So I'm thinking about renting all of Sleepy Hollow, which was this
Oh, I never watched that
show was it on Fox?
I don't know.
It's goofy. It's got like the ghost of George Washington, and it's modern times, and there's Ichabod Crane and witches and stuff.
Okay, I could do that. How many seasons?
4.
I could do that.
But on DVD, so it's a lot easier to take a break when you've got a DVD. Do
people still use DVDs, love? I mean, they're not going the way of rotary dial phones, right?
Well, most computers do not have the little drive that pops out.
That's crazy.
Most laptops don't have it. It's just
the newer ones, yeah. How about cars? Do they still have CD drives?
I don't think they do. The little slot.
Love, I feel so old.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that long ago when cars had CD players. My car is like a 2010, which I bought used in 2020, but it has a CD player. So,
we're going to go to the library and get some DVDs.
And it's free. And love, you don't.
So it begins.
You're
love.
less apt to binge watch
with the DVD.
With the DVD,
I beg to differ.
Well, you can only go so far, right? Then the DVD stops.
Don't underestimate the power of my ADHD hyperfocus.
Oh, but it's so much more. If you've got like 20 seasons on Netflix, you're going to be watching that all the way through until Netflix goes, "Are you still watching?" Oh my gosh.
A week later.
Are you alive? What the? I mean, we don't even really want to ask that question because we're charging you more and more and more for your monthly fee, but watching.
They're also cracking down on password sharing.
On password sharing? Yes. Okay, now back to my thing, also internet related, is that John Oliver went on a rant about Apple and Alphabet, which is Google, and Amazon. So the 3 A's. And part of what he had the complaint about with Apple was that they charge anybody who creates an app that they're trying to make money on, they charge them some crazy amount of money. In fact, Netflix has some way of skirting that by telling you, they have some weird way of having, if you want to watch Netflix on your Apple phone, on your iPhone, they have some way of getting around it so that they save money. But Amazon, Jeff Bezos, doing all these awful knockoffs of other people's stuff that sells good.
Yeah.
And then he undercuts them and he puts people out of business. And then Google, they stole like a bunch of people from, or, you know, clicks from Yelp and all this stuff. But what John Oliver says is he's talking about all this stuff and he finally says, but I think the main thing we need to think about is that people don't like to scroll. Mm-hmm. Like when Google knows when you do a search, they put everything at the top that they own when you look at a search.
Yeah.
And that because they know people aren't going to scroll down.
Why are we so lazy? That there must be some kind of like cognitive bias in that. Like, why don't we like to scroll down?
And in restaurant searches, they bury Yelp. They don't let Yelp have like the top 2 pages or something. They just bury, So people don't really scroll down and go. That's the problem with this podcast. Is I mean maybe this podcast, I don't know. It would do better if some of these people pushed me up to the top of the search. But, you know, I'm like buried down really far.
Lovey, I will listen to your podcasts.
Thank you.
Always. I'll be like a mermaid that swims to the bottom of the ocean floor to bring up some buried treasure.
Oh, like little pearls and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That's me and your podcast.
That's all I care about. That and that nice lady in some of that country far, far away that apparently they made a statue for me in their little village.
Oh, that's right.
That was very nice of her and the village to do that. It's very interesting.
Love, you're famous overseas.
So basically, John Oliver was ranting about how they are monopolies, and you got to be careful of monopolies and the game because it's boring.
It's such a tricky. I mean,
slippery.
It's slippery, tricky.
Is it a slippery, tricky thing?
I mean, human beings, we are complacent, and they know this about us. Mm-hmm. And they exploit it. We do whatever is going to be like the path of least resistance.
Exactly.
And if anything is going to take a little bit more effort, that's probably not going to happen. So it really does require, like, even though cognitively we know that these things are important to do, it's so hard. I mean, I put myself in there. I don't always scroll either. It's like I find what I need, bam, buy now.
Exactly, like the buy now button on Amazon.
Yeah. You
could just easily scroll down.
Yeah.
And down below, there's going to be links to like whatever you see.
Other vendors.
Right. Oh, this is $50. But if you scroll down, there are people selling the same stuff for cheaper.
Yeah. Or even like not even buying on Amazon, right? Like. It's so easy to do. It's just everything. I mean, it really is just like this marketplace for everything. And so then if you want to support local businesses or smaller, you know, lesser known owners, you got to do work.
Does Amazon own Etsy?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But see, Etsy, I don't know. Do they?
I don't know, but
let's ask Google. Or no, actually. What was the other one? Bing.
Bing. Yes.
Bing.
Bing, like Bing Crosby. Which you can... And I've been using Bing forever, for at least 7 years. And if you sign up with an account, you get points whenever you do a search, which you can put towards buying an Amazon card. Which I've done.
Wait a second.
Yeah. But you can also buy... Well, it's a lot of since Bing is owned by Microsoft, it's a lot of Windows, Microsoft stuff. Or occasionally you get a Starbucks card. There's some things you can get. But heck, you're taking money out of Google's hands, which I just did a whole thing about how the Google, because we have Android phones, which is Google, and if you try and use the Google, and don't forget, if Google... I made a bunch of bad Google jokes last night. Remember that?
Yes, and now I don't remember them.
If you're a ghost, if you're a search engine run by ghosts, you're Boogle.
Google.
Okay, nobody knows this until I point it out. The computer just crashed, and I erased. We lost all the stupid other Google jokes. I'm going to keep this one though. If you're a search engine run by cows, you're Moogle. Okay. Well, you were talking about something that had to do with Bing. Bing is definitely a way that take money out of Google hands, and then you get like rewards if you use Bing. I've used it for, ironically, Amazon cards, but you can also use it for other things. It's mostly Windows stuff, but there's like some food places, Starbucks and Panera and that kind of thing. All right. This is what people need to do, my love. They need to create their own websites and compete against these big behemoths. Behemoths? Behemoths. There is you should choose the perfect domain, get web hosting and free domain registration, and there's various people that do that. And the rest of this is a big ad. So there you go. That was use us. So I have a website, and I'm thinking about changing my service provider for the website, because I've had them now for about 10 years, and I probably could pay less, but they are very helpful. When things go wrong, they can fix stuff. So what do you think? Would you ever start your own website, my love?
Probably not, but that's just me, love. I don't like to have an internet presence.
No. You want to stay in the shadows.
I do.
What we do in the shadows.
What we do in the shadows, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's just me. Maybe it's my introvert side. Like, the idea of people that I don't even know, knowing anything about me feels extremely, invasive.
Yeah.
And it like literally, I feel it in my body. It's like painful. I don't like it.
And in your profession, it'd probably be better because you're helping people, and it would.
Well, yeah, for confidentiality.
Yeah. It's part of the business.
The less people know of me, the better. Well, but I mean, for marketing purposes.
Yeah, a little bit. That's the thing, right? You have to do a little bit
of
the
dilemma.
The advertising. Mm-hmm. And the internet seems to be a big way with that. Well, we're outside a cafe anyway, even though it's gotten very quiet out here because of our very profound subject. Look who's here. Hello, Mike Matthews, Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. Oh my gosh, hi, lovely lady friend. How are you today?
Hi, Chely. It's been a while.
I use the internet to advertise stuff in my gift shop.
Oh, okay. Like what?
I sell masks now.
Okay. Do you make them yourself?
I do. I make them, and they help fight COVID, and also they scare people.
Oh, do you have like scary face masks?
I'm not going to tell because everyone's going to steal my idea.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, where can I find them?
In the gift shop. Go to the gift shop.
Are you selling them on Etsy as well?
In the cafe anyway, please.
Okay.
No, I don't know what that is.
All right. Sure.
I gotta go, bye.
All right, bye.
Remember when we were flying to, I forget where it was.
Yes, the guy that had the skull face mask.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yes, he was scary.
I just realized I've had echo on your voice the whole show.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, check this out. Okay, say something. Well, let me demonstrate. Let's see if this works. Here it is a little bit. Can you hear the echo in my voice?
Yes.
There's a little bit of that? Mm-hmm. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. I forgot that this mixer can do that. Here, you do it now. Here, ready? Go ahead.
Frozen, love.
Okay. That's having fun with stuff. Oh, that's really big.
Oh, my goodness.
I forgot about this part of the mixer.
What? We're doing one of your ads, love. I feel like I'm back in the cave up in Shasta.
Hello. Okay, at this point, people are going, I'm turning this off. This is stupid. At this point, no. When I was a kid, my mom bought me a record from. It was called the. So Disney bought a lot. Disney sold a bunch of records. They saw that kids or parents would buy records for their kids, and of course, they saw how big in the music industry, the Beatles were selling records and all that. So Disney made this thing called the Mickey Mouse Club. No, the Mickey Mouse Factory or something like that. And so it was like Chip and Dale had a song, Chip and Dale. They had a song. But this is way before the song that you remember as a kid that they had recently.
Okay.
Isn't there some new movie with Chip and Dale? Where one of them CGI. We saw a commercial for that.
You showed it to me. Yeah.
But there was one with Scrooge McDuck. Yes, Scrooge McDuck is a very old character. That's how far back he goes. I remember him as a kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am traveling now into the echo chamber. I remember him saying that. I think he was voiced by the late, the Haunted Mansion voice guy who was also Boris. I forget his name. Anyway, so yeah, we have echo effects on here, and this is the first time
that's cool, love.
We've used them on the show.
Agree with it.
And I've had the podcast now for over 10 years, and
Maybe
first time.
Our next guest can also use the echo.
Look who else is here. Hello, Mike. This is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. Wait, Floyd, say that again. Say what again? The thing you just said. Oh, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Wasn't that cool? That was cool, guys. Good job. I don't understand what just happened.
He's falling into the upside down.
What are those creatures called that look like flowers with the teeth?
Like scary flowers.
Yeah.
Demogorgon?
Yeah.
Demogorgon? No, I don't know, something like that.
So the person that I love to follow on YouTube,
yes,
the Carpetbagger, he went to the Stranger Things experience in San Francisco.
Sorry.
Do not cough over me on my podcast show.
I covered my mouth.
Thank you. It was very polite of you. Did you wear one of Chely's masks?
I did.
Masks?
I did.
So while Carpetbagger was in San Francisco, somebody broke the window in his car, broke into his car. Is that not so San Francisco now?
Tell me about it.
So it is just, that is this part of the San Francisco experience now. You get some San Francisco rice. You get the San Francisco treat.
Rice.
You get some sourdough bread. And then you get your car broken into.
You ride on the
cable car.
Cars.
And you get your car broken into.
Aww.
Because that has happened now to my favorite Carpetbagger travel guy. And I have to tell you, my love, the only reason why I watch those people now is because of the dang pandemic. I got hooked on them. I think a lot of other people did too. Although I did like travel magazines when I was a kid, like Travel and Leisure and stuff. I like to see pictures from faraway places. Now you got a YouTube, and if you have it through your flat screen, your big screen, it's like you're suddenly.
Yeah.
Where was I watching today? They went to Denver. This Adam Wu guy went there, and yeah,
With his dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what is it that you like about those kinds of shows, love? Like these travel vlogs and travel magazines. What is it that you like about them?
I'd like to go there someday.
Have you gone to some of the places that you've seen?
Yes.
Or read about?
Yes. In fact, Carpetbagger was in Santa Cruz.
Oh,
I've had pictures of Santa Cruz before. You and I went there.
Where would you like to go next?
I told you yesterday, I want to go up to Napa. I want to go up there.
Okay. All right.
But I'll go to Shasta. I'll go to Shasta. Should I include a podcast picture of Shasta? One of your podcast pictures? I've already had a couple of them now.
If you want, sure.
Okay, we'll go with one of those.
We'll have to go to Napa and
yes,
get some pictures there.
Anywhere I go with you is where I want to go, as long as you're there.
My love, I would love to take you to a place that does mud baths. I don't know if they still do them now, but I'd love to see you in a mud bath.
You are so sadistic.
No, I would do it too.
Yeah?
Those things are the best.
It's good?
Oh, you feel like you're in, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like this warm, soft, mushy womb. That's the only way I could describe it.
So I'm going back. I'll be reverting back to something from my childhood, my babyhood.
You'd be reborn.
Wow. Born again.
Born again,
in
Mike.
a different way. Mm-hmm. Well, all right, my love. Maybe we'll do that. And maybe I'll regret it, and maybe I won't. I don't know.
Do you have any particular places in Napa that you'd like to visit?
I was thinking of that geyser thing.
Okay. Are wineries a thing for you? Do you like?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, we need to have like a train or something taking us from winery to winery because I don't want to be driving.
We'll be stumbling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's one wine tasting session, and you not even half of a wine tasting session. You shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, I agree.
With the amount they give you. Okay.
All right. Well, I will keep this in mind.
So two things people got to tell us about: where we need to go in Napa.
Yes.
And how have you ever not returned a book to the library?
Yes.
That we want to hear from you. We're waiting with bated breath.
Also, if people have any suggestions of where to stay, there's this one place in Yountville. It was actually the place that I had booked for your birthday a couple of years ago.
And then what was it? The surge happened.
Yeah.
In the COVID.
Yeah.
And we couldn't go.
Yeah. And it's really close to that. Oh, what was that restaurant that Gavin Newsom
French Laundry.
Yes. It's right next to French Laundry.
Okay.
It's this cute little bed and breakfast. And I stayed there, oh gosh, maybe like 5 years ago, back in 2016. I had a gift certificate for it. And it was one of the best places that I've ever stayed at. It was so good.
Wow.
Yeah. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's this Airbnb. It has like a French kind of name.
Also, Carmel would be nice.
Okay.
Carmel and Monterey and that whole thing.
Okay. Is that what your heart is longing for? Beach love?
That's
ocean?
what my heart yearns for now. Love and pride. That's what my heart yearns for now. Love and pride.
That was beautiful.
Did you like that?
That was beautiful.
We did that on the fly. That was a band called King. Not to be confused with Queen. There was King, and they had one hit, I think, in 85 or 86, and that was their song. And I remember in high school, like a lot of the girls, the girls in high school, they were like, oh my God, King, they're like so hot. Did you see their music video? And everybody was playing their song all the time.
I don't remember it.
Whatever. The only song people remember from that year was "We Built This City" and all that.
Oh.
Or
wait, what year was that, love?
West End Girls. Boop 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 boop.
Pet Shop Boys.
85, 86. I think more like 86.
I would have been 8.
Yes, there is an age discrepancy.
I don't think I was listening to a lot of music on my own. I mean, my family would always have music playing, but at that age, you're not really, unless you're like some little precocious effer.
Heifer? Like a cow? Were they running Moogle?
Moogle.
Okay, so they want to call us and tell us about any tips or what their favorite 80s song is, and don't say Running Up That Hill, for gosh sakes.
Or at least a different Kate Bush song. What is your favorite Kate Bush song?
Annoying. The kids from Stranger Things that are all like 15 or whatever, and they ask them, "What's your favorite 80s song?" "Oh, Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush." Nobody your age knew who Kate Bush was 5 minutes ago. It wasn't until that Stranger Things.
Love, you're sounding.
Name one other Kate Bush song. They won't know. Hounds of Love. Boom, boom.
Like that
It's in the
one.
trees. It's coming. When I was a child.
She has a beautiful song that I love. It's called Woman's Work. This Woman's Work.
Oh, yeah.
And it was also, I think it's been covered a few times. What's his name? Oh, God, I can't. He's an R&B singer.
The Weeknd?
Not The Weeknd. No. Oh, God, I can't think.
Wuthering. Heathcliff. It's me, your Kathy. I've come home now. So cold. Let me into your window. That one. Why wasn't that one the one that scared away the evil guy?
Vecna?
The Vecna.
I don't know.
That was a good song.
That actually would have been appropriate.
But then
The whole Wuthering Heights kind of like creepy, more.
But the one who's the boyfriend for 11, who's got this kind of a look.
Oh, yeah.
He's got this kind of 70s, 80s look
Yeah,
about him.
he
And
does.
he looks like the lead singer of The Darkness. That had that song.
To show that to me.
A one-way ticket to hell and back. I'm living.
I don't know that.
I can't think of that. They were really big in England, or they were, or something. But yeah, he kind of looks like him. But he said, when he was asked that question, he mentioned a song from The.
The? What's the?
The.
What's that?
They toured with the Meters.
I don't know that, love.
No. They were... I don't have the album. They are an English post-punk band.
Oh.
I used Bing.
Okay.
And they have been in various forms since 1970. Matt Johnson is the singer.
What? Okay.
We will have to listen to the
Okay.
and enjoy the rest of our evening together. But people can chime in at 336 Daily. That's 3 + 3 = 6 as in Mike Matthews Daily is in what this podcast is. I said chime in. What is another way of saying that?
God, I love.
Blow your horn. Should I say that?
Sure.
Wait, I'll say it like this. Blow your horn! Does that work?
That's great.
Okay. Next show, it'll be the wonderful... who is it going to be on here? Well, outside a cafe anyway. We'll probably have... Oh, Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster.
Ah, okay. Haven't seen them in a while.
Lovely lady friend, thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And they can call again at this number.
Call now. 336 Daily.
336 Daily.
Or email me, MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Pride, y'all.
Thank you. And this podcast will absolutely try to be daily, at least today and tomorrow. We'll see what happens after that, because I'll have to go back to work and deal with all that stuff.
Boo.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Who is the guy that sang that Kate Bush song you were thinking of earlier?
Maxwell.
Maxwell. That's the guy with the good upper body. Because he liked to show it off a lot. What?
No, you're thinking of D'Angelo.
Oh. Wait, is Maxwell the guy that's saying somebody's always watching me? No, that's Rockwell. I always feel like somebody's watching me. That was episode 2447, my love.
That's amazing.
24/7.
Congrats, love.
That was episode 2447. Thank you. And you can check out all the other podcasts at MikesDailyPodcast.com.